Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of AI in Action, building with Copilot Studio. In this video, we're going to look at adding telemetry into your Copilot Studio agents. And telemetry is just a fancy word for logs. We'll look at using the standard events that are sent to Application Insights, as well as adding your own custom events. Application Insights is an Azure service that allows you to monitor your applications, which includes Copilot Studio. It gives you dashboards and search tools, and you can even set up alerts to be notified about certain conditions. So if you're looking for more insights into your agents, then this is the video for you. Let's look at how easy it is to connect Copilot Studio to Application Insights. The Analytics tab in your Copilot Studio agent provides an excellent summary, but when you need detailed information, Application Insights is your solution. Here we are in the Azure portal, and if I search for Application Insights, I can then create a new instance. The first thing we need to do is provide an Azure subscription, and then a resource group, which groups all your related resources together in Azure. We'll give it a name as well, which needs to be unique, and then select the region that we want to create it in. If we go over to Copilot Studio, I've created an agent for the Kusto real estate portal. And this agent allows us to search for listings and answer questions about information on the website. It searches for listings by converting the user's natural language query into a Dataverse query. So here you can see that we've got an OData query being used. Now, I'm going to log a custom telemetry event into Application Insights to log that query that's sent to Dataverse to aid with monitoring and diagnosing any issues. Selecting the custom telemetry event properties, I'll give it a name of listing search, and that will be used to identify it in the Application Insights log. And then I'm going to select the value of the OData variable. And if I save that, the next thing I need to do is go into settings and connect our agent to Application Insights. So if we go over into the advanced settings and then into Application Insights, we need to provide a connection string, which we can copy from inside the Azure portal here. So I'll go back and paste that into Copilot Studio, and also then I'll save that. And if we then publish the agent, the events will then start to flow into Application Insights. I can test it first inside the designer here, so I'm going to ask for any listings that are by the beach with the pool. And this will convert my natural language query into an OData query and then show the results using an adaptive card. So that's working great. And if I head over to the portal, which is written using Power Pages, I can then use this agent to also search for information about Kusto real estate, which uses the Power Pages search facility, searching the copy in the website. And it even gives us the deep links back into the source page like Microsoft Copilot does. But I want to search for a listing, and we've got the facility to search for listings here using the user interface in the website. But I'm going to use a natural language query to do the same. So I'm going to search for looking for an apartment by the train station with parking. This is running that same agent that we just saw in the designer. So it's going to show the result, and it's found one result. Now let's go and see if we can find those events inside Application Insights. The great thing about Application Insights is it's got some very advanced dashboards and monitoring tools. So if I select usage and then events, I can see we have got a built-in way of browsing what's going on in our agent. And so you can see here there's the activity. And if I select view more insights, then this now gives us a breakdown of all the different events that are happening. And I can drill into those as well. So if I head over to the logs, I can then go and select the custom events table and then query that. So if I run that query, it then shows us all of the events that have been logged, like topic actions and topic start, topic end, but it also will show us our custom events here as well. Now in each of these events, we have custom dimensions. So you can see here that one of the custom dimensions is the text that the agent has sent back to the user. I can filter it by date range, etc. But I can also go into advanced mode here, which allows us to run a Kusto query. And Kusto is a read-only query language that's great for querying logs. I'll add a query extension here to extract one of the custom dimensions added by Copilot Studio, which is design mode. I'm going to filter to only show where it's not in design mode. So this will show me only the events that have come from running the agent in the portal and not from testing it in Copilot Studio. So you can see here there are already lots of them in here. Now if I wanted to see that custom event that I logged, I can show the serialized data where the OData query variable is stored, which is also stored as a custom dimension. And I do this by adding a where clause where the name is listing search. So if you run that, we can see that we've got one event, and I can hover over it and see the OData query that's being logged. Now we can put much more advanced queries in here. So I'm going to show how many distinct users per day there were over the last 14 days. And then I can also render that as a chart. Kusto is great for summarizing and grouping like this. So if I run that query, I can see that we've actually got 2 unique users in that time period. And if I go to results, I can see it in tabular form as well. But what if I wanted to monitor errors that are logged at runtime? I'll add a filter to match where the name is on error log, which is logged when Copilot Studio encounters a problem. So if I run that query, you can see that we've got 3 errors. Now, if I expand this, you can see all the properties of the information that's being logged. But if I go in and expand custom dimensions, I can then also see the error message here, which is showing us that the Dataverse connector returned error code of 400. But I need to delve into that a little bit deeper and find out why that was. And if we go to failures here, we can then drill down to show the dependencies. So you can see here that we've got 3 errors, and there's a 400 error, which is the one that we saw before. But we can also see that we've got a couple of 302 errors here, which is where the portal query hasn't actually worked. But if I go back to that 400, I can then drill into that. And then if I go down here, I can actually show the timeline for the user. And then this will show us all of the events that have been logged inside Copilot Studio before and after the error. But I can also go to the detail view, and then this will show me all of the events that have happened adjacent to the error. So then I can then go and select those and see more information about them. So here they all are. And if I scroll down, you can then see our listing search. And if I select that event, I can then see the OData query that was logged. And this shows that the reason for the failure was that the query was incorrectly constructed. So I can then view the other events around this error to then determine why that was the case and debug what was going on. But if I wanted to be more proactively and alerted by any errors, I can go and create an alert rule. And this allows me to select a signal that I want to respond to. And there are some built-in ones, but I'm going to create a custom search based on the events that Copilot Studio raises. So I'll create my query and say where the name is error log, and then I'll save that. And then I can then go and define the threshold of when this alert is going to be raised. So I'm going to set this to 0. And then also the frequency evaluation leave as the default is every 5 minutes. So going to the next page, I can pick a predefined action group that defines the alert actions, but I'm going to create a new one here and just specify to alert me and send me an email when this particular alert threshold is met. So I'll save that, and then it's just simply a case of going ahead and creating the alert and saving it away. And this will then email me when this particular condition is met, but I'll also be able to see these alerts on the dashboard. To find out more how to connect Copilot Studio to application insights, head over to the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. That's all for today. And don't forget to comment on this video if you have any questions, and also subscribe to the Microsoft Power Platform channel to be notified about any future episodes. So until next time, cheers. Thanks for watching.